Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name's Hope, and if you're new here then hello and welcome. It's great to have you here, or if you're returning then hello, it's great to have you back. Thanks so much for returning. So today I'm going to be showing you a tutorial using the Maddie X Morphe palette. This is the Imagination palette and one of their most recent collabs. If you saw my makeup haul, which is my last video upload, then you know that I got this, and since then I have used it a few times. This isn't a first impression, but that's kind of a good thing because you're going to have like my overall thoughts and feelings of the palette, which I think is kind of more realistic than my first impressions. I have a lot to say and I have a potentially pretty cool look in mind, so if you're interested then be sure to carry on watching. Okay, so I've just prepped my eyelids off camera using Makeup Revolution Concealer to find concealer, and I've also done my eyebrows. But today I thought it would be really fun to focus on like these three pastel shades that are here, maybe this one, just kind of see how I'm feeling, but that's kind of the colour scheme I'm going for today. And the first shade I'm going to be going in with is 5, this really nice pastel blue shade. So I'm just taking that colour on a small blending brush and I'm just going to start on the inner part of my eye, making sure I work it above my crease. It doesn't matter if I get it onto my lid because I will be cutting the crease, so it really doesn't matter too much. And I'm honestly barely dipping my brush in, I'm just tapping it in once, twice, and the pigment I'm getting is actually insane. I've used this shade once before in a look and I wasn't disappointed. No patchiness, it blended really easily, and it's kind of like a pastel-y shade. It is a bit deeper I think, compared to some pastel blues that I've seen, but it's definitely on like the pastel spectrum and I'm literally obsessed. Gorgeous like sky blue, proper rich like light ocean blue, and it's such a stunning shade. It's definitely one I don't have in my collection already. So I've just blended that on both my eyes, taking it to about halfway across my eye, and I've really just blown it out and blended out on both eyes. So just to throw it out there in case fallout does bother you, these shadows are quite softly pressed, not so softly pressed that if you touch it like it just blows everywhere. It's kind of more like if you go in more than once or twice, the shadow just starts to have a bit of fallout. So what you want to do is just press like this gently, not rub your brush in and go around because you will have it flying everywhere. And as you can see, this 5 shade, I think you might be able to see, it's just falling down slightly under this one. There's a bit of fallout gathering in the pan, and it just blows away, and it's not so much that you're wasting loads of product, but just as a little side note in case that does bother some people. I'm just going to be using that same brush and I'm going to be going in with the shade She Insists, this purpley pastel one here. Also I'm using the mirror in the palette and it's a really good quality one as well. So what I'm going to be doing is just going to be connecting the purple up to this blue shade here, and I'm probably going to blow this all the way out. Not worrying too much about the pigment just yet, but again I'm tapping in twice and it's already there. I'm just kind of focusing on getting the shape that I want first though. So I've just blown out that She Insists shade and I've done a wing shape and really blended out the edges here and blended it with that number 5 blue shade. Now this looks a little bit crazy, I know, trust the process, I promise it's all going to turn out well. So what I did was just accidentally took it down a bit too far for the wing shape, but we can clean that up with concealer, no problem. So if you want to add a bit more like pizzazz, when have I ever used the word pizzazz in my entire life? Anyway, I'm going to add a bit more pizzazz to the look, and I'm just going to take this coral shade here, it's called Crushed, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to lightly blend it out onto this part of the eye look here, just to add another little splash of colour. Just add a little something extra to the look. I'm just going to blend that out a little bit more and do the same on the other side. So there's that pop of coral and that's what it looks like. I think it looks kind of cool, it just helps to break up the lavender purpley shade we've got going on a little bit. It doesn't look really blended there, but like in real life it does. On camera it's just picking up really strange, I'm not sure why. So we're going to do the same sort of thing to the inner corner part here with the blue, but we're going to be using the shade Mint here. This brush is clean by the way, it's just stained pink, I can't get it out. And we're gonna blend some of the mint there in the part up into the brow. This mint shade is so unique, I love it so much. Just going to blend it at the very front there. Just a little bit at a time, don't want to go too crazy too quickly because otherwise we'll mess it up a little bit and won't be able to take it away. And I really like taking the more creative looks into my brows because I don't know, I just really like the look of it. And these pastel shades are performing so nicely. It's actually crazy how pigmented they are, but how easy they are to blend. Like there's no patchiness, no problems at all. And pastel shades are really like kind of in at the minute, and quite a few brands are releasing pastel palettes at the minute. So it's nice to have these pastel shades in my collection and in like a palette that's so versatile as well. So this is what we're looking like so far. I love this pop of green, that mint shade is so stunning. It probably has to be one of my favourite ones in the palette. So this is what it's looking like. And I'm really enjoying this pastel moment, and this blue is so bright, like honestly I cannot say good enough things about this. So what I'm going to do now is just going to go off camera and I'm going to cut my crease. I've done this pretty much in every single video that I've done so far, so I'm not going to bore you with it again. And then I'll be right back to show you what I'm going to put on the cut crease. Okay, so I've just cut the crease and I've taken it quite far over, almost to a full one. Then just blended that light lavender shade over the top. And now I'm going to go in with the shade God Mum. It's probably my favourite shimmer in the whole palette, and I'm just going to put that over the whole cut crease.
I can't forget the day we met, your eyes so blue, me pressing through. I can't forget the day we met, your smile so bright, it made me swoon. Our love is like a summer's day, hot and endless in a magic way. Whenever I see you, all I can think is my summer love. Been waiting for you, my love. My summer love. Been waiting for you, my love. I can't forget the day we met. You looked so fly in your red Corvette. Your hair, your look, your everything. When I see it all, I knew that you were mine. I'm in love with your hair, your lips, your silhouette in the moonlight shine. With my love you won't ever be alone. My summer love, been waiting for you, my love. Completely a fool, been waiting for you, my love. Head over heels, I'm blinded by what I feel. My love is forever yours. You have my heart, you have my soul, you have my whole, you have my control. Love me tender, love me sweet, with you I know that I'm complete. I'm in love with the summer's day, for you I'd give my life away. Never leave me, never let me go.
Okay, so this is the finished look, and I also include certain clips of me using the palette for highlight and blush as well, because this palette is actually so versatile, so many different shades in here. So I'm going to do some close up of the eyes as well. So my final thoughts and opinions of this palette with Morphe and Maddie's collaboration. Now, I've said before in a previous video that I wasn't actually a fan of Morphe's eyeshadows overall, but I don't know what it is about this palette, but the formula is just so different. The mattes are a lot softer, so they're much easier to blend. There's no patchiness, the shimmers, every single one here performs really well when I've had lots of issues with shimmers from them before. So I don't know what they've done differently with this palette, but they need to keep doing it, because a lot of the other shades, a lot of the other palettes that I've used, I just not been up to this standard. So my recommendation is, if you've been looking at this palette and you don't have these colours in your collection already, then I definitely recommend it. So that is it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed. Be sure to let me know what you think down below in the comments, and don't forget to check out my socials. So just @blendwithhope on Instagram and TikTok. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.